How about that? Mr. Smallblock finished 14th. He's going to start on the pole. Green flag comes out. Here we go. Ricky Rickner up to the high side, trying to get a run here on Bicknell. He will get it, and he will steal the lead going in the bottom of 3. Bicknell now working the inside. Rickner ringing the neck of the 26 up top, and it'll be Pete Bicknell leading right now. Rickner works to the outside of the Bicknell 42. And they work to the outside of the line. Here they come again. Boyd McTavish holding on to 3rd. 4th is the Bleach 108. 5th is the Costco 17. 42 in control right now. Rickner in the 26 runs second, then McTavish in the 37 in 3rd. Mike Bowman working on Rob Pitts for 5th place as he goes to the outside in the 71. Now McTavish goes around Ricky Rickner for 2nd. 4 wide there, out of the bottom of turn 4 they come. Very tight back there behind 7th and 8th place as a whole bunch of these fast cars try to work their way up to the front. Carlton digging on Todd Gordon. Oh, he changes lanes and Mark DeLeo gets a piece of him. What a beautiful move by Fred Carlton. How in the world did he not wreck into the front straightaway wall? Now Todd Gordon trying to knock on the 96 of Carlton. Carlton and Cosgrove almost get together on the front straightaway. Now Todd Gordon into the back of Matt Williamson a little bit as they work out of turn number 2. Boyd McTavish trying to squeeze more power out of the Gaston's Auto Sales 37S. Here he comes, challenging up on Bicknell now. Boyd McTavish working the extreme outside, Bicknell down in the shiny black portion of the track. B-Mac Boyd McTavish now gets another run on Bicknell, needs to get a bit closer. Look at this pack down the front straightaway. Oh, Chad Blackman off wheels with Brian Stevens. And that could have been really, really nasty. McTavish, though, he's having one heck of a run trying to take Bicknell to the lead. Here we go. McTavish working the high cushion. He gets a run down on Bicknell now. McTavish sets the front end of the 37 into the cushion and tries to take the bite out of 4. Here he comes on the outside. McTavish noses out front of Bicknell as they got into 1. Now he takes the outside again and McTavish goes around Pete Bicknell for the lead. McTavish way up high, Bicknell down low, and it's all Boyd McTavish right now. The high side is where it's at, and here comes Mike Bowman. Bowman out of nowhere up into 3rd. And we got trouble with Scott Wood and Adam Ferry in turn 1. Wood is parked the wrong way in turn 1. Adam Ferry got away. On the Cocoa Wholesale Night. Visit their 2 locations in Niagara Falls and Hamilton. Here we go. Green flag comes out again. Mike Bowman trying to get to the middle. He gets up there right behind McTavish. Bicknell to the bottom. And the top 3 charge away from the rest of the pack. Bicknell goes up high. Bowman goes to the bottom. Trying to make that stick, but Bicknell comes around him on the top side. Bowman again down on the bottom, but it is very slippery. No traction to be had there, and he'll pay the price. He fades back by a good margin. Rob Pitts and Matt Williamson sticking on the bottom out of 4. Boyd McTavish leads them down the back straightaway again into turn 3 and 4. This time he will have 20 more laps to go. Boyd McTavish looking very strong in the Andrew Sittler own 37S with Gaston's Auto Sale on the side. They are virtually in the parking lot, and he slips up and Bicknell gets underneath. Oh, flat tire! Flat right rear for the one-time leader, Boyd McTavish. Now he knows that he'll stop on the high side. Problems for Boyd McTavish. Oh my goodness. Mike Bowman on the bottom. He gets the jump on Bicknell. Green comes out and is a good start into turn 1. Bicknell trying to get underneath Bowman now, and he draws up on the inside. Bowman going to try and crowd him as he is the leader in the high groove, but it's Bicknell down through the slippery middle. It'll be Bowman back
turn 1 and 2,
Yellow out again for McTavish on the high side of 1 and 2. Green flag set to come through out of turn number 4. Mike Bowman, the Seaway Hose and Hydraulics 71, trumps on in here, and he gets into 1. Bicknell goes hard on the bottom and pulls a beautiful slider. Bowman counters it with another bottom move. What a race, and they bump into 3. Bowman takes Bicknell really high. Bicknell lets him go, and Bowman will lead it. Bicknell again tries the heavy slider on Bowman. Bowman can't do nothing this time, and Bicknell will get away on the 71. Here comes Bowman trying to come back at him now with 15 laps to go. Ricky Wickner trying to put the slide move on Mike Bowman, and he cannot get that one complete. Everybody right up to darn near outside the parking lot. 2, 3, and 4, they're using up every inch of the surface here tonight. Pete Bicknell with 14 laps to go. Everybody trying to catch up to the leader. Bicknell, Bowman, Rickner, and Braun. But behind them is tight. Oh, Brian Stevens gets turned around. Bleach catches Stevens twice, and then he gets into Brockman, who then they collect Todd Gordon. Wow! What noise do you think it'll be, Pete Bicknell? Make some noise if you want to see Bowman get it done. How about Ricky Rickner? Here we go. Top 3 set to roll for 13 more laps. Green comes out. Bicknell sticks in the rear view mirror of Pete Bicknell. Back there behind them, Ricky Rickner runs in the 26. The 76 is Travis Braun. Fred Carlton trying to work the outside to get up into 5th around Rob Pitts. Oh, Schumacher off the turn 4 wall. He collects Slider, and they get together, and that will bring out the yellow once again. All right, here we go. Bicknell and Bowman. Oh, Bowman tried to go to the bottom, and Bicknell slammed the door on him on that restart. Now Rickner tried to get up underneath Bowman. Bowman comes back around the outside of the 26 pizza lock machine. Rob Pitts working on the high line. He's up in 4 trying to get around Travis Braun. Pete Bicknell streaking away down the back straightaway on the Bowman 71. Rob Pitts looking fast now as he really uses the outside in the number 69. 10 laps to go now for Bicknell in the 42. Bowman holding down second, Rickner third, then Pitts now all alone up in 4th. We got yellow out again. We go, green flag out again, and it is Bicknell Bicknell and Bowman to the bottom they go. 10 laps to go to finish this one here tonight. Rob Pitts up off of turn 1 and 2. Comes back into line. Matty Williamson's there, and they will fight for 6th. How about Chad Chevalier coming through the B up into 5th spot now. As they work down around the backside now, it is Bicknell out of 4 once again with Bowman. 7 laps to go. Here we go, off of 4 again. It's still Bicknell way up high. Bowman right in his tire tracks, but a long way back. The good battle is for 3rd. As now Travis Braun sticks to the bottom, and he gets up underneath the Rickner 26. Travis Braun having a fantastic run in the 76 car tonight. This time out of turn 4, Bicknell will have 5 laps to go. He's got a good line here ahead of Bowman. Braun runs 3rd, then Rickner and Matt Williamson now up in the top 5. Williamson working hard on the bottom, and he gets together with Rickner a bit on the inside of turn 1. Brackman going around them. Is he really in that position after being in the altercation?
Yes.
We'll see what they say. How about that run for Chad Brackman? All the way up to 4th spot now on the outside in the mighty Taco 3. Brackman also having issues tonight. He had to come through the B main. Had to sit out the first race. Got involved in a wreck here tonight, and here he is knocking on Travis Braun for the 3rd spot. 2 to go for the leader, Pete Bicknell. He makes his way into turn 3. 1 lap to go for Mr. Small Block, Pete Bicknell. Oh! Rob Pitts goes around. Fred Carlson had to take a hard right to avoid him. And that will cost Freddie a couple of positions. Here we go, Bicknell and Bowman. For the final time, Bowman tries to get to the bottom. Bicknell chops him off, and they all just pile in there. That is ugly.
Tough break for Chad Chevalier.
We're glad you all could be with us. Look at that turn. How is that allowed? I don't get it. White flag coming out. On the bottom they go. Bicknell, your leader, down out of 4. Here he comes around the high side. He's led from the get-go. Boyd had it for a couple laps, but Bicknell will take the win here. Williamson limps across in 6th with a broken front end. Week. throughout the evening. Here he comes, folks, out of the 42. How about a hand for your winner tonight, Pete Bicknell? Pete Bicknell works his way over to Mikey to have a word.
Well, you got the raw deal in the first race, and you come back and won the second race. Tell us about them both.
Well, the first one, just my mistake. I went in a little too hard, and between the sun and I was so close to Scott, and then we found out that the right rear tire had a big chunk out of it, so maybe that had something to do with it. Really my own mistake. I drove over the end, and I guess the deal is you pull out a caution, you go tail. So unfortunately, they threw the caution pretty quick, and so I went tail and had to work up a few spots, but it gave me a good starting spot in this one, so made it a little bit easier. But it's hard starting from the front because you don't know what what's coming behind, and you're a sitting duck. But I got to thank all the guys who worked hard on it. This is a new ERD engine, and it's really working well. So the car's been great. It's been good. So. Lucas Oil, got to thank them. Of course, Merrittville Speedway and Bicknell Racing Products. Everybody's working hard on the cars and trying to get everything going. Unfortunately, I think this last feature was a bit of a nightmare, but longest 35 laps I've raced.
There you have it, Pete Bicknell.
I got Mike Bowman here. Mike, congratulations. Great run. You led for a little bit, and then you and Bicknell had a slider party there up in turn 2 a couple times. Some awesome racing. Talk about it from your perspective here in second.
It was a ton of fun. Track was awesome tonight. I thought it was going to be a lot slicker than it was, but took some gear out of it, and we were still beating the rev chip. So I got an in-car cam tonight, and I got it all on tape, so it's a good night to have that.
All right, we'll watch for Bowman's. We'll let you know where you can pick up that video. And another guy with a fantastic run. Nice run tonight. Travis working the bottom in the 76. Mikey's standing by with our third-place runner, Travis Braun.
Pretty much came out of nowhere here. We were kind of watching the front, and all of a sudden you were in the top 5 and then the top 3, just kind of rocking the bottom there. Tell us about your run.
Yeah, we started 17th back there, and I just stayed on the bottom and seemed to pick off some cars. So I thought I seen everybody else running the top, so I thought I would stay there, and paid off tonight.
Definitely did. Anybody you want to say thanks to here tonight?
Yeah, actually, while I'm here, I'd like to thank Beatus Power Sports, MTC, Bin Rentals, Brian's Tire. All these guys support me. I got to thank my guys. They worked hard on the car all week. I wasn't even at the shop, and I got a big shout out to Paul, who came up with this magical setup tonight, so thank him.
Awesome. There you have it. Travis Braun.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up from Victory Lane down here. Thank you all for being with us on Lococo Wholesale Night here at Merrittville Speedway. Once again, log on to www.merrittvillespeedway to find out all the info you need to make sure you're on time to visit with us next week as we get going here on another great night of racing. Next Saturday will be brought to you by K&K Insurance as it's student night here at the track. Well, on behalf of Mikey Crutchka, I'm Clinton Jeffrey, and on behalf of Fran Bouchard saying be safe, come back and see us next week. Remember, for every mile of highway, there's 2 mile of ditch. We'll see you next week.